Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
New tonight, a massive lawsuit announced on behalf of those affected by the Robb Elementary School shooting.
The class action suit is going after several law enforcement agencies as well as gun manufacturer Daniel Defense.
The lead attorney filing the suit tells the Night Team's Lee Waldman they're fighting for justice and accountability.
What we intend to do to help and to serve this community, and that is to file a $27 billion civil rights lawsuit.
Civil rights attorney Charles Bonner is holding no punches. He intends to file a class action lawsuit against anyone who can be held responsible for what happened inside of Robb Elementary on May 24th.
We have the school police, okay, we have Arredondo, we have the city police, and we have the sheriffs, and we have the Texas Rangers, the DPS, and we have the Border Patrol.
As well as gun manufacturer Daniel Defense in Oasis Outback, where the gunman bought the weapon used.
There'd be some institutional defendants, such as the school board, or such as the city council.
Bonner and his associate have been traveling to Uvalde from their California office for weeks, meeting with families at Pastor Daniel Meyer's church.
Up to right now, there's been no accountability. There's no justice for those 19 children, the 2 teachers.
The suit is being filed on constitutionality. Bonner says the victims, survivors, and their families had their 14th Amendment rights violated.
And what we've seen here is that the law enforcement agencies have shown a deliberate, conscious disregard of the life.
Bonner's law firm is taking on this class action suit with a team of other firms, including a local Uvalde law firm. It's a big undertaking, one he believes is necessary to save lives.
Everyone in this world are hurting and bleeding about what is happening here in Uvalde. And it's up to us to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The lawsuit is still being drafted. Bonner says it'll be filed in September when the Department of Defense is done with their investigation into the shooting. Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now, these types of lawsuits after mass shootings are not uncommon. We saw them happen after Parkland school shooting back in 2018 and Sandy Hook school shooting in 2012.
The families of the 26 victims from the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting settled with the gun maker for $73 million. The gun maker, Remington Arms, has since filed for bankruptcy.
And the families of the 17 victims from the Parkland school shooting received $25 million from that school district, with more than $1 million going to one of the survivors who has suffered some of the more severe injuries. The families were also awarded $127 million from the U.S. Department of Justice.
In that lawsuit, the families accused the FBI of negligence for missing or ignoring tips about the shooter and his desire to shoot up a school. That's according to the Justice Department. In other news, looking ahead, this week will be the termination hearing for Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo. It is scheduled for this Wednesday, August 24th at 5:30 p.m. It will be open to the public, and a live stream will be available on our website, KSAT.com. Arredondo has taken the brunt of the criticism for law enforcement's failed response to the Robb Elementary School mass shooting. He has since been placed on unpaid leave.
Back here in San Antonio and new on the Nightbeat, a suspect who died after being shot during a robbery attempt has now been identified. According to the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office, he was 15-year-old LaRon Mackey. The shooting happened Friday morning at an apartment complex off of Culebra Road near Ingram. The robbery victim told police he was walking to his apartment when 3 armed men allegedly got out and tried to rob him. He refused to hand over his belongings, and the man says he pulled out his own gun and shot at Mackey, hitting him in the neck. The teen was taken to University Hospital, where he later died. Police are still looking for the other 2 suspects.
San Antonio police have made a second arrest in connection with a robbery at South Park Mall last month. Victoria Cantero was arrested on Saturday. She's charged with 2 counts of aggravated robbery. On Tuesday, police arrested her alleged accomplice, Jesse De La Cruz. The crime happened back on June 19th. The pair is accused of stealing multiple items from the Macy's and threatening store workers with a sharp object. Cantero's bond is set at $100,000 and De La Cruz at $150,000.
Now to new developments on a body found outside of a downtown parking garage. We first told you about this morning. San Antonio police have 1 person in custody tonight in connection with the murder. Fabian Rodriguez was arrested. He is now facing a murder charge along with unlawful carry and possession charges. Police say Rodriguez was found inside the parking garage on South Flores Street, where a man was found dead with a major wound to his head. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office still working on identifying that victim.
San Antonio police say a disagreement over money left a man with injuries, including a gunshot wound. The shooting happened at a home on Saltillo Street that's near South Zarzamora and Highway 90 on the west side. Police say the man was shot in the chest and pistol whipped multiple times before the alleged shooter took off. He was taken to a nearby hospital and is expected to survive. Police are still looking for that shooter.
A TxDOT employee helping out at a crash scene is now in the hospital after being involved in a crash in that same area. It happened just before 3 a.m. on Loop 410 near Marbach Road. San Antonio police say the worker was closing off the road as part of the TxDOT Hero Roadside Assistance Program. That's when a car on Loop 410 hit the employee after changing lanes too late. That employee remains in critical condition tonight. The driver who hit him did remain at the scene.
University of Texas San Antonio has more than tripled its overall graduation rates over the last 10 years. The number of students who started and finished UTSA was only 8% back in 2010. That number rose to 25% in 2020.
And just this year, it has grown to 32%. The night team's Camelia Juarez tells us what the university is doing to make sure more students graduate on time.
Nick Robinson was the first in his family to graduate college. After dropping out of high school, he got his GED and seemed to succeed in college up until the moment he nearly lost his tuition money.
I loved being a student, and I loved making up for the mistake I made dropping out of high school. But then just right there at my last semester, I thought, you're being punished.
Taking too many courses made Robinson ineligible for his Pell Grant. UTSA tacked on nearly $6,000 in tuition fees, something he says he could not afford.
It's like there's a person telling me, get out of here, we don't want you here that long.
Robinson says he heard the same thing from other non-traditional and first-generation students. But instead of dropping out again, he emailed UTSA's graduation help desk.
Maybe 24 hours, I get an email from Matt Kennison. And boom, he said, don't worry. He could tell I'm stressed out. And he said, don't worry, you are right there at the end.
UTSA asked him to sign a contract. If he graduated, the fees would be waived. And it worked.
Hey, what's going on? How can we help you? Why are you struggling? We have an academic success coach. Would you like to meet with them?
Matt Kenningson runs the graduation help desk. He works to find solutions to potential graduation barriers, such as poor grades, a lack of class availability, and making sure students don't take courses they don't need.
We're now able to, with just a few clicks, request this report. Within minutes, I get emailed a report of hundreds of students, and that is actually one of the main ways that we have helped save students time and money by having them shift into different classes that are actually going to help them make progress toward graduation.
Kenningson has helped an estimated 2,000 students find solutions to their unique problems. On top of that, UTSA says the graduation help desk has saved students an estimated $3 million in added tuition fees. These are all initiatives, there's several more, designed to make UTSA students become UTSA alumni. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. The spread of monkeypox in Bexar County remains low with just 22 cases, but the cases are increasing nationwide with more than 1,000 in Texas and more than 14,000 total across the country. And now the state of New York is reporting its first pediatric case. State data does not indicate the child's age or where that case was reported, but we know it was not in New York City. Some good news, there are early signals that new cases are plateauing. Starting tomorrow, 1.8 million more doses of the vaccine will be made available. Also, medical professionals say they've been trained in a new method of injection right under the top layer of skin instead of into fatty tissue. It's a technique they say only requires a fifth of the dose, which would increase supply.
Jurisdictions are very enthusiastically starting this. I think it's exciting from the perspective of access. Thank you.
That being said, the vaccine manufacturer is raising some concerns about this newer method of injection, citing a lack of data, saying the method could result in increased reactions. But the FDA says those reactions are, quote, manageable, and that both methods provide similar levels of protection.
This morning, as part of our Leading SA segment, we spoke with the president and CEO of Port San Antonio. It is a tech-centered space for businesses and organizations to come together. Port SA also finds ways to give back to youth through their San Antonio Museum of Science and Technology. The president says thanks to the people of San Antonio, they have a long list of businesses that want to work with them.
We've got a tremendous number of great people here in San Antonio, and being able to match them up with educational and work opportunities, we think is what's going to keep driving this. When we talk to companies about coming to this campus, they don't talk about real estate. They don't talk about buildings. They talk about where is our talent coming from. And it's wonderful to be able to say it's coming right from the neighborhoods here in San Antonio.
Now, to watch this full interview or any of our past Leading SA segments, just head over to KSAT.com and click on the Leading SA tab.
Boy, is it warm and humid outside this evening. You can just feel that it wants to rain outside with that high humidity. And we do have better rain chances starting tomorrow after about 5 p.m. But yes, Northside ISD starting school tomorrow. Got to give a shout out to my alma mater, Clark High School. Go Cougars. If you're planning your day tomorrow at the bus stop in the morning, 78 degrees, warm and humid. When you pick up the kids after school, it'll be 95 with the heat index near 100. But rain chances do increase after 5 p.m. The aquifer is up nearly a foot over the past 24 hours, and in the pollen count, we do have molds out there. Molds are high, past 1,500. Fall elm is present in low amounts. So yes, I mentioned that we're going to have a chance for rain tomorrow, starting in the evening. During the day, it'll be mainly hot and humid, but rain begins tomorrow evening, scattered showers and storms with a risk for localized flooding in some spots. I'm going to walk you through the futurecast and which areas have the best chance for heavier rain coming up.
The housing market is finally close to pre-pandemic times. Why the shift and what this means for future buyers? Plus, life after prison comes with tons of challenges. It's why one local organization takes the extra steps to make sure those with records get a second chance. And that's the focus of our latest KSAT Explains.
Plus, severe flooding affecting a large part of the U.S., some areas under the highest level of drought. We'll show you the video and see the rainfall and find out if it had any impact on those drought conditions when we return. Millions of Americans on alert tonight as monsoon rains move east. Some major cities in North Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana in the crosshairs tonight.
Some areas that suffered under oppressive heat and drought are now anticipating flash flooding. ABC's Andrew Dimbert with what forecasters say could happen in the next few days.
Major cities, including Dallas, Austin, and Jackson, Mississippi, on alert as monsoon rain moves east. These dramatic images showing a surge of floodwaters near New Mexico's Carlsbad Caverns National Park. The heavy rain stranding around 150 people inside. Flash flooding overtaking one of the main roads nearby, sparking a shelter-in-place order. The Saavedra family from Albuquerque was exploring the caves when they were told to leave.
Nobody knew what time we could leave. We thought maybe a couple of hours. We didn't realize we could be there all night.
This man, not far from those caverns, also caught in the storm.
Just got to keep an eye out for everything at this point. Head on swivel, because that flood could come down any which way. But, yeah, crazy.
In Utah's Zion National Park, the urgent search for a missing hiker. Authorities say Jatal Agnahatri of Tucson, Arizona, disappeared amid flash flooding. Several rounds of rain in the same locations are expected for the next 24 to 48 hours. The heavy rain lingering in the deep south for a day. Meteorologist Cheryl Scott with this prediction.
And if this rain comes down too heavy too fast, you can see parts of Texas there, exceptional drought. That's the concern, the flooding and the flash flooding.
This as every weather station in Arizona and New Mexico reports above average rainfall. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Okay, let's talk about what's happening here. Kind of scary to see those images. We do get flash flooding around here, but that is not at all what we are anticipating happening in the next couple of days, right?
Right. Now, there are some possibilities that if you do get some heavy rain, it could lead to some localized flooding. But right now, the biggest risk for flooding is across North Texas. We still are, though, going to see our rain chances increase in the evening tomorrow through Tuesday. Let's start with today. We got up to 92 degrees. That's it for the high temperature. Pretty nice considering our average high this time of year is 96. The reason for that is we had a little extra cloud cover, even some sprinkles out there occasionally in some places. It was 96 in Pleasanton, 94 in Hondo, 93 in Del Rio, and 93 in Kerrville. Right now outside it's 84, but it still feels like 90. Again, that humidity is very high and one of the factors that's going to increase our rain chances. Let's start with your KSAT 12-hour forecast starting early in the morning tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's going to be in the upper 70s. We may see a sprinkle or two. That's what that 10% chance for rain is about. Then as we head into the lunch hour, still warm and humid, 90, near 90 in the lunch hour. And then into the afternoon, temperatures will top off in the mid-90s. You'll notice that after 5 p.m., those rain chances are really going to start to increase around San Antonio. Here's a look at our current setup. Again, we've got all of that tropical moisture streaming in from the south, a really juicy atmosphere setting up in place. And you can already see that there's plenty of rainfall across Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a low pressure system with a cold front right near the panhandle, and this is what is going to kick off showers and storms tomorrow night in the KSAT 12 viewing area. Again, for most of the day tomorrow, much of the rain will be up near North Texas. Flooding rain's possible up there. And then as we head into the evening, most of the day tomorrow will be quiet, as I just showed you, but by about 7 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see some showers and storms develop, first in the hill country and then around the San Antonio metro area. And then as we head into the later evening hours around San Antonio, closer to 8, 9, that's when we could see some heavier rain around the San Antonio area. As we head into the overnight hours, Monday night into Tuesday, we'll see that rain taper off a little bit, but by Tuesday morning, it'll pick back up again, and we expect scattered showers and storms on Tuesday as well. So Monday night and Tuesday, and wherever the rain sets up, it could be heavy at times. How much rain could we see? Well, with the heaviest rainfall amounts potentially up to 3 inches, mainly in the hill country. Even pockets of greater than that might be possible. And then around San Antonio, anywhere from about 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Again, if you get a heavy shower or downpour right over you, you may have localized amounts more than that, but this is a generalized amount of rain possibility. And then south of San Antonio, less than 1/2 inch of rain is possible. Again, this is Monday night through Tuesday. Much of the heavier rain, flooding rains, is going to be in North Texas, close to Dallas-Fort Worth, out to Tyler, and then near Shreveport, where 5+ inches of rain fall. Even if you don't get as much rain as you want, this is going to be a good and welcome drought denter for a lot of Texas. Much of Texas along that I-35 corridor from Dallas all the way down here to San Antonio is under exceptional drought. So wherever the rain falls across the state of Texas, it's going to be some welcome rain. And just to reiterate, our best chance for rain in San Antonio, scattered 50%, is tomorrow night and Tuesday. All right. Then as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, our rain chances are going to come down a little bit, but it's still going to be possible to see some showers and storms, especially Wednesday. So looking at everything, just to wrap, we are going to be looking at a chance for scattered downpours wherever the rain happens. It could be heavy at times, and there's a 100% chance we're going to keep you up to date on that KSAT Weather Authority app. Tim and Courtney.
That's good to know. If anyone gets it, it's good.
Yeah,
we all need
it. Let's just hope we don't get too much at one time. Thank you, Sarah. We'll have a preview of Instant Replay with Greg Simmons right after this. All right, the Dallas Cowboys looked much better in their second preseason game against the Chargers in Los Angeles. With more on that and what's on Instant Replay, let's check in with our Greg Simmons. Not as much dirty laundry this week.
Yeah, he said not much to clean up this week, right? Okay, and part 2 of Larry Ramirez's exclusive interview with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor and his wife Carrie that gets emotional. Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Turpin returning the kick. He's got massive amounts of speed.
That's more like it. The Dallas Cowboys got their first preseason win against the Chargers in Los Angeles. In the process, found themselves a return man as former TCU Horned Frog Turpin stole the show with not 1 but 2 kick returns for touchdowns.
Play clock's at 5, clock's at 1:10. Driscoll second down, back in the end zone, and that's a touchdown.
The Houston Texans are 2-0 in their preseason after they were able to hold off the defending Super Bowl champion Rams in Los Angeles on Friday night with a 24-20 victory. Davis Mills played the entire first half, even picked up a touchdown at the end of the second quarter. We will show you.
I like coming home.
I always have. I love my kids, and it's just who I am. So.
And as you can see, Jeff Traylor gets emotional in Larry Ramirez's exclusive interview with the UTSA head football coach and his wife, Carrie, less than 2 weeks before his third season kicks off in the Alamo Dome. All that plus the 2022 high school football season kicks off this week in San Antonio and South Texas with the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 on Saturday. After finishing 5-7 last year, how will the Texas Longhorns do this year? Tonight, you decide. Instant replay is live and is right after the Night Beat.
I'd be worried about you next weekend after a whole day of high school football, but I've worked with you for many years. I know you'll have just as much energy.
I hope so. It'd be a good test, right?
All right, Greg, we'll see you again in a little bit. If you're looking for a home, then you're in luck because its housing market is starting to look like pre-pandemic levels. What this means for you.
It's okay. You okay, Tim? Okay. There's also a spike in overseas abortion pill sales here in the U.S. The issues that could come from buying these unauthorized pills.
It wasn't like this always. You went to jail. That was it for you. You got a felony. You've been convicted or whatever. That's your story. That's it.
But that is not this man's story. He got a second chance. In our latest KSAT Explains, we'll tell you all about second chance hiring, what it is, and why more and more employees are doing it. We'll take you to the Bexar County Reentry Center to show you what services they provide. That's after the break. Here's a question. Do you believe in second chances? Well, that is at the heart of this KSAT Explains.
Today, we're taking you into the Bexar County Reentry Center. It's a place focused on getting people who are out of jail back on their feet. But so often that means much more than just a job, which can already be a huge hurdle.
Yeah, tonight we introduce you to a man who knows that firsthand and a woman whose childhood and her faith led her to a lifetime of work on second chances.
I ain't never killed nobody, robbed nobody. I sold drugs, you know what I'm saying? It cost me my life.
Don Christian is 48 years old. This is the first job he's ever had. He's been working at Toyo Tetsu, a manufacturer of Toyota parts, for 5 years. He says, yes, it's had its challenges, but it's the decades before that were the real struggle.
20 years.
20 years.
23 to be exact.
23 years in prison in his home state of Louisiana for selling drugs.
But I ain't here to tell you that, I come from a broken home because I had both parents. Both my parents was always there, hard work, and it was just, I'm gonna say peer pressure. You want to be out there with the fellas or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Hurricane Katrina forced his mother to move to San Antonio, and when he got out of prison, Don followed.
Like I was meant to be here because I fell in and I've been excelling,
Don was hired through the Toyo Tetsu Second Chance Hiring Program, an effort to provide opportunities and recruit employees who've been incarcerated. That's a mission shared by the Bexar County Reentry Center.
Okay, so over here is our food pantry.
Help here goes beyond getting former inmates a job.
So we have hygiene items and food.
So who would use this?
So anybody coming out of jail, they sometimes come straight over here and we give them a bag of, tuna fish and all kinds of stuff.
So we don't have it here. Somebody may walk right out of the doors of the jail and come straight here.
Mm-hmm.
Aida Negron has worked with those in jail and out for 30 years. And odd as it may sound, it's somewhat of a family business.
When I was a little girl, my dad used to be a volunteer at the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, and he was a chaplain. And so he would come home at night and tell us about how God had touched this person's life, and now he was going to be getting out, and he was a changed life.
It was a lesson that stuck.
Everybody has a purpose of why they're here in this earth, and I believe God put that in my heart to help this population because I don't feel like it's a job, I feel like it's a calling.
The Reentry Center has services for anyone who's been in the jail system, no matter the offense. They provide things like utility assistance, clothing.
We have shoes.
Even parenting classes, and yes, jobs. But that may not always be the first step.
If after our assessment we see that they are still using drugs or not living in a stable home environment, we wouldn't want to send that person to go get a job because they don't have anywhere to live.
That's where housing assistance or a recovery program may be offered.
We have what they call MRT, moral recognition therapy. It's common sense things like if you go up to, you're driving along and you see this nice house and it's well manicured lawn and all that, and you're thinking, well, somebody worked really hard and they got this place and they work on the yard and stuff. And sometimes on criminal thinking would be is, okay, I wonder what's in that house and what to do.
When it does come to jobs, the Reentry Center has a list of over 70 employers willing to hire someone who's been incarcerated.
In my history of working in the criminal justice arena, I've never seen this many employers interested in this population.
The current labor shortage has a lot to do with that. At Toyotetsu, administration has seen it firsthand.
According to the Manufacturing Institute, 1 in 4 Americans have a background issue. And in this tight labor market, I don't know why any employer would want to exclude that large percentage of the population that could potentially come and work for you. We've learned that our second chance job seekers have better retention generally than people that come in through normal recruiting methods. They're harder working and more dedicated. They've applied at other employers and have been turned down.
99% of the individuals that are convicted of something return to the community. And what shape do you want those individuals to return to? Do you want them more angry, more bitter, more schooled in the life of crime, or do you want somebody that's gotten the skills, you've given them the skills for jobs, you've given them the skills to interpersonal relationships?
For Don, it's the second chance he needed. And for the first time, it's given him a future.
If a person look at me on, from the surface, you see the tattoos, you see the earrings, I ain't gotta sell drugs no more. The bodies, earrings, you know what I'm saying? I got a car, paying on a house.
And one day, he hopes to get his mom a house.
She never doubted me. She never made me feel like, she disowned me or, she always looked at me like, you can do this.
A message that the Reentry Center passes on too.
I believe people can change. I believe people can change. Absolutely.
If you give a person a chance, you won't know until you know. That's why it's so good on the second chance.
Great story there. We air a new KSAT Explained story every Monday evening at 6:30. Tomorrow's episode is focused on the Fusion Center. It's a local center bringing all first responder agencies together to tackle any situation that puts the public in danger. Again, that story tomorrow at 6:30. In the meantime, if you want to watch any of our past KSAT Explained stories, scan the QR code on your screen, or you can go to ksat.com/explains.
Well, I hope you're having a nice evening. We're taking a live look at downtown San Antonio with live cam there. It is a humid one out there. And that's one of the ingredients for some rainfall. Now, while most of tomorrow will be quiet, in the evening we expect rain chances to pick up. So for the bus stop forecast early in the morning, 76, warm and humid, 95 for the afternoon high when you're picking up the kids. Storm chances do increase after 5 p.m. So here's some things we're going to talk about. Most of tomorrow will be quiet, but those rain chances will increase early in the evening. Our best chance for rain in the next few days, Monday evening and Tuesday. We will be monitoring for flooding potential, especially in the hill country. Showing you that future cast and the best timing for rain coming up.
Thank you, Sarah. Top Gun Maverick is still in the top 5 somehow, but it's got some tough animated competition taking over the top spots. We have the weekend box office results.
And we are starting to see more fallout after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Hear about the dangers of online websites selling abortion pills with no regulations.
Now to the war in Ukraine. As the fighting continues, the daughter of a prominent ally of Vladimir Putin is killed in a suspected car bomb attack outside of Moscow. Her father, Alexander Dugin, is an ultra-nationalist who has been called Putin's brain and is believed to have orchestrated the war on Ukraine. It is believed Dugin's daughter borrowed his car before the attack and that he may have been the target. Russia's state-run news agency confirmed the attack. Ukraine has denied any involvement.
As states tighten abortion restrictions, a murky online market for abortion medications is thriving. According to a Wall Street Journal investigation, many of the sites are registered overseas. The sites selling abortion medications without a prescription are charging as much as $500 for them. The unregulated market creates many risks, including the fact the pills could be fake or may arrive too late to even be effective.
Coming up, things might be looking up for the housing market, why it's trending toward pre-pandemic levels, and how that could benefit you.
All right, let's take a moment and talk about the red-hot housing market. Right now, there are growing signs that it might be losing a bit of its sizzle, but think back to pre-pandemic times.
Well, that can be good news for buyers who have seen months of these long bidding wars. As 12 on Your Side's Marilyn Moritz reports, mortgage rates and high prices are keeping some buyers out of the game.
It's gorgeous. An acre of land, gorgeous backyard, and no bidding war. It was smooth buying for Alyssa Matsuzaki and her husband.
Our offer wasn't too aggressive. It was within our budget, but was appealing enough to be accepted.
When it comes to the housing market, competition is cooling. Realtor Monique Cardenas says buyer frenzy is calming.
They're not just getting any house and going $30,000 over asking price anymore, but homes are still selling.
Just in shrinking numbers. More than 3,300 existing homes sold in July. That's a 15% drop from 1 year ago, and the fourth year-over-year drop in a row. So why the cool down? Well, economists say it comes down to concerns about inflation and affordability. While the number of sales is down, the prices are not. The median price of homes sold last month was $340,000, a 15% bump over last year. But there are signs the price jumps are easing up. And mortgage rates are sidelining some buyers, now about 5% for a 30-year fixed rate, roughly double what it was a year ago. But as Cardenas says, we're just getting back to pre-pandemic norms.
Where we were in a red hot market, we are just in a hot market. And that's just the way I kind of, explain it to the sellers is we need a price at value, not overvalue anymore.
After buying their dream home, the Matsuzakis needed to sell their old home fast. They did, even over asking price, proving it's still a seller's market. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weather time.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we were doing outside of that package.
I was going to say.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, guys. Guess what? We have a decent chance for rain in San Antonio.
That is good.
That is good. Starting tomorrow night and especially through Tuesday. And because of the tropical nature of these downpours that we'll be having, we do have to monitor for some localized flooding issues. First, let's talk about the day today. Here's your almanac today. We got up to 92. That's actually pretty good. That's 4 degrees cooler than average. And the reason why is we had a little bit extra cloud cover, a few passing downpours here and there for some. And as we take a look at the satellite right now, it's quiet around south central Texas. But as we take a wider view here, we're seeing some flooding right now in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We've got some ingredients that are working together to allow for us to see better rain chances in the coming days. A lot of moisture. A lot of moisture in the air. Tropical moisture from the Gulf, monsoonal moisture from out to the south and to the west. And so that's going to combine with a low pressure system with a cold front that's going to be sweeping through Texas this week. Now, the heaviest of the rains are going to be near the Dallas-Fort Worth area and off to the east toward Texarkana and Shreveport. But as you can see, there's a good portion of that I-35 corridor that is under flood watches through about Tuesday, including part of our viewing area in the hill country. Let me take you through the future cast, though, and tell you what we think was probably going to happen. So for most of the day tomorrow, much of the rain will be up to the north. Once again, near the North Texas, Red River, out toward Louisiana and Arkansas. That's where most of the flooding tomorrow is going to be. And then here in San Antonio should be fairly quiet for most of the day and hot. Temperatures will get into the 90s. But by about 5 to 7 p.m., we're going to start to see some showers and storms push into the hill country and then eventually into San Antonio. Again, after 5 p.m. tomorrow, that front is going to approach. As we head into the later evening hours, more showers and storms around San Antonio. And then toward the overnight hours, we'll see a brief lull in activity. But by Tuesday morning, things will pick back up again as we see that front stall out and dissipate over south central Texas. So how much rain are we talking? Well, wherever the rain sets up, it could be heavy, and we could be looking at some localized flooding issues. The heaviest of the rains should be in drought-stricken hill country, where up to 3+ inches of rain is possible. Pockets of even up to 5 are possible in some areas in the hill country. Around San Antonio, a safe bet is 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, anywhere around that metro area. With, again, if you get a heavy downpour, it could be pockets of more than that too, with lesser amounts expected south of Highway 90. So last weekend, areas south of Highway 90 saw better rain, and this week it's going to be mainly north of Highway 90. So just to summarize your Monday, it'll be warm in the morning, humid, 78 degrees when you wake up, mostly cloudy. Most of the day is going to be quiet. Around noon, it'll be close to 90, and then right around the evening commute, 95 with a chance for isolated rain. It is after 5 p.m. that we see those rain chances pick up, and we'll have southeast winds at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So for much of the day, it's going to be quiet. High temperatures should be in the mid-90s, 96 in Uvalde and in Hondo, 95 in Del Rio, 98 in Gonzales, only in the upper 80s in the hill country where rain will start earlier in the day tomorrow. It'll be 93 in Helotes, 97 in Seguin, 98 in Floresville, 97 in Devine, and 96 in Hondo. So what should you plan for? Plan for the best rain chances being tomorrow night and Tuesday, 50%. Plan for it to still be hit or miss scattered rain. And what we'll be watching for is heavy rainfall with localized flooding potentials. Some lower level streets as well as streams are what we mean by localized flooding issues. Temperatures should be cooler than average over the coming days because of our increasing rain chances. By Wednesday evening, though, we'll start to see our rain chances diminish into the weekend. Tim, Courtney.
Sure nice to see all those rain chances. Thank you, Sarah.
All right. We'll be right back.
Excuse me, sir.
DC League of Super Pets fell to 5th place on ticket sales of $5.8 million. $5.9 million gave Top Gun Maverick 4th and a domestic total of $683 million, passing Avengers Infinity War for number 6 all time. Bullet Train slowed to 3rd in its 3rd weekend, grossing $8 million. Idris Elba and Beast opened in 2nd place. The adventure thriller made $11.6 million. A super start for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. The latest movie in the Japanese animated franchise easily topped the chart, debuting with $20.1 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The 2022 high school football season kicks off this week in San Antonio and across South Texas, and that includes the KSAT Pigskin Classic in the Alamo Dome this Saturday.
And the high school volleyball season has just completed its 2nd week, with the new team emerging as one of the best in the city. With more on what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's head to Gregson.
This is a huge week for us here, so we'll see how that goes. Yes, everybody get a lot of sleep. And a major comeback by San Antonio FC last night to avoid a disaster. Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay. Can hardly wait. The 2022 high school football season kicks off this Thursday in San Antonio, South Texas, and continues at the first full Friday night. And of course, the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers this Saturday, with 3 big games in the Alamo Dome starting at 11:30 a.m. We'll get you ready for kickoff, and a new team has emerged as one of the best in the city as the high school volleyball season wraps up its 2nd week.
Verano, Shannon Gomez, can he open up? He can! He puts it in!
San Antonio FC stages a huge comeback last night at Toyota Field to stave off an upset against RGDFC. How were they able to do that and stay on top of the United Soccer League? We will show you. And what are some key dates the San Antonio Spurs just released regular season schedule in their 50th anniversary celebration? All that plus the Cowboys find themselves a kick returner, and Larry Ramirez brings us part 2 of his exclusive interview with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor and his wife Carrie. Instant Replay is live, and it is next. Like I said, this is a huge week.
Yeah, you might want some Kleenex for that interview, too.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, thanks. We'll see you in just a bit.
And we'll be right back. Film composer John Sorry. Tim really wants to tell you that it's something good.
Yeah.
Film composer John Williams turned 90 years old earlier this year, and a birthday celebration was held for him last night in Massachusetts with the Boston Symphony Orchestra. The snippet you heard was from the Raiders March from the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's also known for scores in Star Wars, Harry Potter, and even Meet the Press.
So many big ones. Happy birthday, sir. That's all of our time. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in to Good Morning San Antonio for all your latest overnight news.
An all-new instant replay starts right now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of Instant Replay. In a moment, we will have part 2 of our exclusive interview with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor and his wife, Carrie. This is an emotional interview from our Larry Ramirez. It hits close to home when you consider the lives coaches have chosen to lead that also affects their families. But first.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys did a much better job in their second preseason game against the Chargers in Los Angeles, and the star of this game was Cavante Turpin, who returned a kickoff and a punt for touchdowns in SoFi Stadium. He's a former TCU star who was the MVP of the USFL. Just for this, his first kick was a 98-yard kickoff return that just flew by, and his second was off a punt that he brought back 86 yards for another touchdown, cementing his place on the Cowboys roster. Also shining in the 32-18 victory was rookie tight end Jake Ferguson, who caught 2 passes for 29 yards, including a 2-point conversion.
I had a blessed night, man. I can't do nothing but thank God for the blessing that he gave me, man, the opportunity he gave me to come out here and show what I can do. On both of them, I just felt like, man, speed kills. I just used my speed to, take advantage of our blockers and the way they were blocking. I just feel like it was great on our special team unit.
He's such an exciting young player, and you can see it really from day one. Obviously, had very successful run there with the USFL. Really, from the first day of practice. He came in, and frankly, I was really impressed the way he picked up the receiver. The receiver playing the language. But you can see, he's dynamic in the return game. So 2 excellent big plays obviously set the tempo. And just like anything else, the reaction of his teammates. So I think anytime you have a new player come into your program that makes an impact like that, it's unique. So that was a big lift for us.
That was awesome to watch it. All right, next up, the Cowboys will play host to the Seattle Seahawks Friday at 7 at AT&T Stadium. It was just the night before. The Houston Texans are also in SoFi Stadium to take on the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams, and they were able to score their second preseason win with quarterback Davis Mills going the distance in the first half. The offense struggled until Mills was able to find Nico Collins with 1 second left in the first half, and then backup Jeff Driscoll came in and was able to hit Mason Streck for the game winner in the 24-20 victory.
It was good. Obviously, more playing time than last week. Felt good out there. Obviously, missed a couple throws I would like to have back and have another chance at that I'm confident I can make. Other than that, I thought we ran the ball well. Guys were making plays out on the edge. Defense made some big-time stops. Other than that, comfortable out there, ready to get more reps.
The plan was to play Davis Mills more. I think we played him played him the entire first half, which was good. You wanted to see them finish, offensively finish that way. Of course, we're not first game of the season ready yet, but we see things each week that we like.
All right, let's take a look at who they have next. That'll be hosting the San Francisco 49ers in NRG Stadium. That's Thursday night, also at 7:15 p.m.
It is time now for Traylor and his wife, Carrie. From his high school coaching days to his current tenure at UTSA, Coach has missed a lot of time with his family. It's just part of the job, right? And because of that, many head coaches have said their wife is the backbone, the foundation of their family. So we asked Coach that question, is Carrie the backbone?
Yeah, you'll make me tear up. I'm the softy of the two, right? She's a tough person, and I mean that in the kindest way. But she's for sure the rock. She's steady. She doesn't get up. She doesn't get down. She keeps me humble. She's not a fangirl. She doesn't really get impressed with all the things that I've accomplished. So she's not that, which is good for me, because pretty much when you're in my profession, you get enough of that kind of stuff. And she keeps me grounded. She's a great mother for those kids, very supportive. And that's a great way to describe her, just a tough, rock, but she's soft in her own way. She's compassionate in her own way. And she's not lovey, touchy, feely, emotional, which I'm all those things, right? So, yeah, I would describe her that way.
And Carrie, for you all these years, there had to be some moments where you struggled because you had all the kids and coach was out being a coach. So all these years, what's it been like for you to, I guess, to have to carry the family sometimes?
I would think that a lot of the coaches' wives in the world would say similar things, and it doesn't matter, what level you're at. Like, you have to, especially with babies, you have to adjust to when they come home. Like, meaning that you've been running the show, you've been doing, you're in survival mode, you're working or not working, taking care of kids, and they go to bed when you want them to go to bed, and all the little routine things, and then they come home and it's like, the fun dad kind of thing, and you have to adjust again. Well, then you get used to that, you get your routine with each other for a little bit, and then they're gone again, so you have to adjust all over again because now you're on your own.
What's coach like when he comes home after a loss compared to after a victory?
I think it's an escape for him to come home. It was when the kids are little, and it still is. Sometimes he'll say, I don't want to talk about my day. If he really wants to, it'll still come back up later and he'll talk about it. He's usually a 0 or a 10 on his energy. So like sometimes he just comes in and he needs to chill, but if it's a win and it's a high, he is going to come in, and it's only going to last until the next day when he's got to start over for the next week, but he will be on a high the whole night, and everybody around him is going to feel that energy. If it's a low, I don't want to say he just comes home and sulks, because that's not true. It's just that he comes home and he needs to regroup in a different way. He needs to be with his family, or maybe even just watch TV, or just do something to get him out of the football mind, so that the next day when he wakes up, he'll go hard again.
I like coming home. I always have. I love my kids, and it's just who I am. So again, when we do these things, your life just goes by so fast, and your kids are gone, and you don't want to be that guy that wasn't a father and wasn't a husband and wasn't a friend. And I do love coaching. I love it. It is a passion, but my other passion is my wife and my children, and I really wanted to be good at that. So, yeah, I've always wanted to come home.
He was the dad that was always, I think it's kind of worked out for us in the sense, and it was just a God thing that high school was where we were while the kids were mostly growing up. Yeah. And so we didn't move the same as, I think college families are amazing how they do all that, but he was the one when he wasn't working that was in the yard playing with them or taking them on the road with him wherever he was.
Coach, why are you getting emotional?
Oh.
Playing in the yard. He loves all that.
Yeah, I just always have. That's just kind of me. And she's not that way at all. And my kids have busted they know, my children know me so well, and all of them know me so well. Like any scene in a movie,
we have bets.
I feel them all look at me. I'm over there, I'm doing the old eye rub, and all the kids are like, "Look at Dad."
Love it. Their kids are going to mess with him if they see that clip. At the same time, I want to thank Coach Traylor for showing his softer side. Okay, next week in our final segment of Jeff and Carrie Traylor, we'll talk about him calling her hotter than fish grease and what football play does Carrie want her husband to run in a game. That's next Sunday on Instant Replay.
Great job, Larry. Thank you very much. Time now for tonight's Instant Replay poll question. After going 5-7 last year, how will the Texas Longhorns finish this year? 10 wins or better, 9 wins, 8 wins, 7 or less. Vote now. We'll have the results at the end of the broadcast tonight. Up next, the news of participating in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 can be emotional.
It made me Elma made me cry because I get to share this moment with my friends and my family and just live it up with my brothers.
Oh yeah, the hype is definitely going to be real. Brennan and us, we both won district last year, so it should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, when we come back, we'll have your Game 3 primetime preview of Saturday's tripleheader in the Alamo Dome as Steele prepares to battle Brennan. Plus, big game coverage starts in 4 days. We'll get you ready and tell you what you can expect to see when the season kicks off Thursday night. And we'll have our first 12's top 12 of the season. And we'll have the latest in high school volleyball, SAFC, and what key dates in the upcoming Spurs season stand out the most. The sports guys decide as Instant Replay continues live next.